to know how I really feel. Get the cameras rolling, get the action going. Baby, you know our love for you is real. Take me where you want to, man, my heart is steel. More, more, more. How do you like it? How do you like it? More, more, more. How do you like it? How do you like it? More, more, more. How do you like it?
Ooh. So the debate was last night. Thank you, Michelle Turner, for holding it down for the Inner City News. I appreciate you. The Independent has a poll up this morning on the site. Should the city ban the use of gas-powered leaf blowers? Is that a real problem?
I know.
Is that the only thing we got to talk about is leaf blowers?
I read that last week, and I was confused by the
Oh,
article.
Is it a what? Because people don't like the loud noise. It ain't all
Or
day. Is it all day? It's just for till they get the leaves up.
or because it's gas.
I know, but you use gas in your cars. What?
I know, and almost everything all the equipment you use outside, almost all of it is gas.
I mean, is there some solar tools that we don't know about? We're just trying to understand the rationale with people and their foolishness.
And the
You
sound,
know what?
I get it.
You know what? Here's the thing, Harry. People want to be concerned about the environment. But you know what the biggest threat to the environment? Damn buildings. Not leaf blowers, not cars, buildings. Buildings are the threat to climate change. Buildings. I need people to understand that part.
Well, yeah, but climate change. There are battery powered ones. There are, Paul. I have a battery powered snowblower, but you know what? We need two.
These things are not the biggest threat to the climate change. These are not the things that are gonna cause cataclysmic changes. These leaf blowers are not. You know what it is? The building of buildings. That's the problem. That's the problem. Go do your work. Look it up. What is the biggest threat to climate? Buildings.
Well, yeah.
But they want to hang their hat on leaf blowers? Please.
We need to go to tents.
That's like saying I'm gonna deal with racism. I'm gonna deal with white supremacy.
you know
by bumping up Black History Month.
you know that, and the fact that California pumps out 2 coal mines every month. So yeah, we're not gonna fix it by getting rid of something.
And that's not even a start. That's not even a real start. That's just making white people feel good about thinking they're doing something about climate change.
I'm not gonna say it.
Because it is. Because you know what? Here's the thing. You want to talk about climate change? You want to talk about environmental racism? Because that's at the heart of all of this. Look where all poor people live. Look where poor people live. And where poor people live tend to be in the parts of cities and towns where cities and towns never wanted to develop, on dumps, on places that were harmful. So miss me with this. The leaf blowers are detrimental. Out of here. You know what's detrimental? Mediocre mayors, mediocre presidents, mediocre governments who don't understand that climate change begins with the way that we construct buildings around the world. TED Talk, thanks for coming.
Well, and in California right now, you have neighborhoods that are getting flooded with these containers. Right, so
but nothing about that though. No, that's
wait a minute. I think that's you're actually creating homes, right? Because there's container homes. There's some shows that'll show you how to convert a container
for those that have money. because it's trendy. They're not
Yeah.
really trying to do that for poor people, homeless people. They're not really
Well,
doing it for that.
well, it'll be like the
If they do it for them, they'll pare it down. They do it for the rich and famous, Harry, it'll be tricked out.
Well, it's just that now that they are unloading some of the stuff, there's nowhere for the containers to go. So, because there's not enough trucks, not enough everything. The supply chain is more than those cargo ships floating off the coast of California.
We're all gonna be living on them cargo ships.
Hey, I say we get a boat, Babz, and we go to one of the container those cargo ships, and it's a shopping spree.
Well, the folks in Oakland said their docks are ready. They got people reroute these ships to Oakland. We ready. We could take it.
Everybody's saying that. Like Texas is saying.
Oh, I'm not doing nothing with them.
Reroute them to Texas. Florida is saying, look, there's ports all over the United States.
That's what I mean, Harry. Why are they acting like that's the only port? I don't understand. You know what? This is poor leadership.
They're all waiting in line for one port. You've ever been to like right here, like in where I live, the Carvels?
Yeah.
They start off with one line, right? And for some reason, when they open a second line, everybody is like too shy to go to the second line. I always cut and go to the second line, and everybody looks at me like, I can't believe you did that. They opened up a second line.
That's what supposed to do.
Right. But everybody's waiting for somebody else to go. And now all the ports around the United States are saying, hey, listen, spread the wealth. Why does California have to be the main port?
Poor leadership.
Well, I would say.
I think some of this too, Harry, is to drive people to go shopping first, fast.
The shelves are getting empty, so the people aren't going to shop for anything. I just think, I mean, you're saying poor leadership. You're right, but it doesn't start with. It's not poor leadership just by Biden. It's something that has happened throughout the last 50 years.
I'm not saying Biden. Oh, I'm not saying Biden. I'm saying poor leadership from Jump Street.
Yeah, from Jump, because it's something like they did.
Because nobody wants to deal with it until it becomes this crisis,
Yeah, spread the wealth. So,
people don't give a damn about this planet. Harry. People don't give a damn about the planet.
Yeah, and we
ask people about recycling. Well, no, ask the public works people about recycling and what that really is.
Well, come on.
There's no such thing as recycling. We're just separating out stuff just for the hell of it. It's not going anywhere.
Oh, it's not going anywhere. But that's when people come to my house from New York, because in New York they're forced to separate and recycle. They come to my house and they go, "Where's the recycling bin?" And I go, "The garbage."
Oh no, I recycle, Harry. I have a bin. I have a separate bin. I'm playing the game like everybody else. I'm gonna play along.
My recycling bin is the garbage.
No, I recycle.
I ain't splitting it up.
I split it up. I don't got no problems with it. It makes me feel good that I think I'm doing something.
I guess. But that's what I'm saying. We're worried about gas leaf blowers, but we have these container ships all over the place burning fuel in the sea over there.
Harry, cruise ship, you know how destructive cruise ships dropping anchors into the ocean is for coral? Every time a cruise ship drops an anchor, or any ship drops an anchor, it damages the sea. But we want to go against leaf blowers? I don't see nobody standing in front of all the cruise ships with protest signs, save the sea.
That's different. People like going on cruise ships.
Well, there you go.
And look at the last oil spill.
Oops,
It,
my bad.
it was a rogue anchor
Uh,
that that hit a gas line, an oil line.
We need to get so you know. Here's the thing: we don't walk in truth about what we feel about this planet. You know, and then we want to get in these town hall meetings and talk about leaf blowers. You know why somebody's complaining about leaf blowers? It's not climate. It's not climate change at all, Harry. You know what it is? They don't like their Saturday or Sunday morning disrupted by their neighbors blowing their leaves at around 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's the truth. Say that. Don't put, oh, I'm concerned about the ecology and the environment. You not. You mad because your neighbors are blowing their leaves, or whoever is blowing their leaves at the time when you feel like you're in your house relaxing, you don't want to hear it. That's
Well,
what it is.
that's the good part about here. The groundskeeping people take the weekend off. So they are up early in the morning, but so am I during the weekdays. So I'm cool with it. But I get it. It does make a lot of noise. So right? All of that stuff. Right now, I don't know who did it, but my front basement window is broken. Somebody, I don't know if it's the groundskeeper because it looks like they caved in an area. Or is it the kids that have been playing in front of my house? I don't know. But I'm gonna have to get
The leaf blowers.
it probably is the gas, run leaf blowers because
I think it's the leaf blowers, Harry. I don't know. I could be wrong.
It has to be.
I hate the leaf blowers too, Harry. Don't get me wrong. I don't enjoy that noise either. But I also know what that's about. Because you know what? It's loud.
Yeah, you know what happens when slippery leaves are on the ground in front of you. You could take a
tumble.
Big spill, yeah.
And
So,
my mobility is already challenged.
So please move the leaves.
Yeah, move the leaves.
Especially for cars and stuff on the driveway too. You slide all over the place on those leaves.
Because I guarantee you, Harry, if public works stop cleaning up leaves and everybody stops, people will whine and complain. Why are all these leaves? It's a hazard. So, it's just so disingenuous of trying to put it on climate change. No, nothing about the big buildings that are going up that is using way more resources. Wow. Adding to the warming of the climate with these ridiculous skyscrapers that are not being made because it's too expensive to make them green buildings, Harry.
Well, do you have to get rid of windows? I was reading something that there has to be less windows.
Yeah, that's called prison.
And everything to make it more green. And I'm like, wait, get rid of windows. What the hell? We can't survive like that either.
I don't want to hear anybody talk about climate change unless they're doing some real conversation about climate change. But they're not doing that.
I'm sure Paul goes out and he picks a leaf at a time because he cares.
Well, Paul's a good guy. He's composting, all that stuff. He's trying to do all the right things. But you know what? It's not going to help.
It ain't going to help.
I'm here I hate to bust your bubble. And I don't say that so that you stop doing what you're doing, because I think every little thing helps, Harry, but needle in a haystack thing.
It doesn't. Got to start with Asia first.
and no one wants to start there.
Nope. Not India nor China.
No one wants to start with the problem.
No. What are you gonna do? Go to war over it?
No one wants to start with the culprit. No.
You know how much plastic?
Let's the leaf blowers.
Yeah, you know how much plastic China dumps into the sea?
Harry, until China is compelled to clean up the Yangtze, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing about climate change from people. When you don't march your asses over here to the China borders and say, clean up, they're not doing that.
Yeah.
India, clean up. These people are still building coal mines. What? Okay. But leaf blowers, beware.
Yeah. China's a confusing place.
Always has been.
It's really confusing because they are, popping out these coal mines, but at the same time, they are equipping themselves with going green. So they have all of these power stations. Elon Musk is investing a lot of money over there and everything because they are shifting a portion of their population to green while crapping all over the other part of the population. It's a really confusing place.
But we're not going to say anything. So
yeah, well, we will, but
well, nobody else is going to join us.
Nobody's going to take a stick to us. Like over there, you say something. Oof.
And here's the thing, Harry. Countries most affected by climate change: Germany, Madagascar, India, Sri Lanka, Kenya, Rwanda, Canada, not on this list.
Well, we've actually done a really good job, but
remember when the ozone layer was a problem, Harry? They made
Yeah.
everybody stop using aerosols.
But we've done a good job.
Hairspray.
It just doesn't affect the rest of the world. So that's why I say, it's messing with fool's gold to think you could get into some type of agreement where you spend all the money and the world will change. I think so.
Yes. Well, I mean, you can go and look and see.
You spend a year.
There's all kinds of information that'll tell you who's doing what. And how to fix it. But I don't think people really are interested in that. I think we're just people that like a quick fix and a feel good fix because it's very ego driven, right? I feel good. I feel like I'm doing my part.
It is taking moral stances on
yeah. But taking moral stances on things, but things that really require moral stances, you back off of. Baffling to me.
All about virtual signaling is what people see. But I mean, it's hard because even all of the recommendations of us going back to the caveman days and everything will only move the needle by a percentage point.
Yeah, we're already too far behind.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, we can do some stuff, but we're not going to do it. We're still going to be building skyscrapers. Still going to be building. I mean, we just are.
We have to.
Can't help it. Because developers and money. Because money.
Well, money and, something like COVID-19, for the conspiracy theorists out there, I know some of them listen. This was a population control psyop.
Oh, is that what they're saying now?
Yeah.
I although my money is on the mark of the beast, I kind of like that one.
The mark of the beast is too intense for me because
really,
I'm marked. Look, I'm marked already.
Too, Harry.
No, but so it was a population control psyop. They want to see how, and actually Bill Gates has talked about this population control and maybe a virus or disease hitting the world and shrinking the population.
Well, that's called COVID-19.
Well, I don't think it was big enough. How many people did it kill?
Now, it doesn't have to be 750,000 just in America alone.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be all or nothing, Harry. It could be a succession of these kinds of things. doesn't have to be like a one and done. It has to be a one-off. This
Right.
has to
No,
be a
right. That's
succession.
why it's a psyop. It's an operation. They're testing the waters right now. Right. Well, how much? We're about 8
But I
billion.
mean, you know, in the 1800s, we saw the same thing with influenza. So
We're
killed off a
about
lot of
8
people.
billion, right? 8 billion worldwide. So 7 to 8 million. So I mean billion. And yeah, you need something to you either control the population or you build skyscrapers.
You know what else? You know what else is a big problem too? But we don't want to talk about, Harry. God knows, help us all. The consumption of meat, the consumption of animals. That is a huge problem. The more beef and cattle that you have on this planet, that you are warehousing, the worse it is for the environment. I mean, that's just a fact.
Well, this is
That's another threat. But
you
God
look at it
knows,
right now.
you don't want to say give up meat. I mean, although there's a huge movement underfoot, because people are starting to sort of say, you know what, let me consume less meat.
Well, actually, I'm seeing a lot online. People just moving to just consuming meat. But all of this is resolving itself right now, well, temporarily. But with inflation, you have beef up about 20% inflation. Bacon is up like 18% in inflation. People are going to stop eating meat because they can't afford it.
Well, yeah, but you know, we have overproduced meat. We are overproducing meat. It's not the days when, you know, a farm could raise cattle and it would be in line with that community. People are over raising meat.
Well, how many? I
And it
wonder how
is
many.
not healthy. And those gases from those animals are creating problems.
I wonder how many cows I could fit on my back deck.
Harry, if you saw how animals, if you know how to butcher animals, you would not eat them. Just saying.
I'm good with butchering animals.
You beyond butchering animals?
No, I'm good with it. I draw the line at people.
Yeah. Listen.
I think so. Where was it? As a matter of fact, I just downloaded a book. The name that I want to read because it what's the name of it? Make room, right? And it's about overpopulation and the world moving towards eating people.
Oh, I'm not going with that.
So it should be interesting.
Everybody likes to be provocative about eating people. People are not going to eat people.
I'm not gonna eat nobody.
That's just provocative. You know, listen, I'm not even going to eat crocodiles and any of that kind of stuff. So listen, I don't eat turtles. I don't eat crocodiles. I don't eat lambs. Eat any of that.
Wait a minute. Turtle is delicious.
I do like a little chicken. I like a little fish. I like a steak every now and again, once or twice a year.
I've eaten turtle. It's pretty delicious.
I like turtle too, Harry. I just can't do it. Listen, I'm one of these people, Harry. I can't even eat a cake that's like made into something other than a cake. You know what I mean? Like I saw a picture of somebody had a big anaconda cake, a cake snake made out of a cake made into an anaconda. I was like, Harry, I couldn't eat that.
I've eaten snake before too. That's good too.
It would bother me, Harry. I can't eat cake made into stuff like things. I can't do it. I know. That's just my thing. So now imagine I trying to eat the real thing. Can't do it.
You could make a banana cream pie into anything, and I will eat it. I will eat it.
Harry, brains. If they made it look like brains, you could do it. I can't do it.
As long as I know it's banana cream
it would
pie.
gross me out. My brain couldn't switch off. Like I couldn't. unless you force fed it, then I'm like, okay, I get it. It's banana cream pie. I couldn't. Otherwise, I can't do it. Say it. I know I'm weird. It's weird. Everybody's got their weirdness. Man,
No,
I
that's
can't do it.
not my problem. As a matter of fact, I would, if you make like a stew of anything and tell me it's chicken,
You would eat it.
I would eat it. Just don't tell me it's something else.
Nope. Possum, Harry.
Ugh. Well, you see, I would if you just tell me it's chicken. I don't know. Ooh. I hope the end of the world, isn't like that, where you're eating squirrels and possums.
Oh my God.
That's gonna be an issue. I
can't.
might move to eating ants and bugs before I.
Well,
eat
I've had what grasshoppers. Had those, other. I'm not a bug eater either, Harry. Like I can't.
I've had chocolate covered ants.
I've had chocolate covered bugs too.
Yeah.
But that's not what I would. The only way I would do it, Harry, is the zombie apocalypse. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I'm not gonna go to Whole Foods or Trader Joe's and buy me a sack of already dried, salted bugs. Not when there's good ass sunflower seeds right next to it. I'm gonna go with the sunflower seeds first. Just saying.
Yeah.
Can't do it. I just can't do it, Harry. Can't do it. But if it's the zombie apocalypse,
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you could just
I guess I'll do it.
Hakuna Matata, Babz. I guess. I mean, I don't know. What to do.
I guess. Listen, I don't know. I'm not even gonna talk about the whole what we're gonna do about schools. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm so tired of talking about school stuff. And I serve on a school board. I'm on Common Ground. We don't have these kinds of conversations. But we have conversations about how to do the very best that we can with our students. None of this other food.
Well,
I'm done.
I
And
mean,
I don't even want to. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say.
I mean, I don't know what police department as I was coming to set up for the morning, I saw on the news that police and fire departments were turning in their boots as a symbol of that they were not going to take the vaccines and they were quitting.
Yeah. Wait till the mortgages due. They'll come back.
I'm like, wow, it was a lot of people turning in their boots, and I'm like,
And
but
where they gonna go, Harry? Like what?
don't
Because everywhere they go, Harry, every job. I was looking at job not for myself. I was looking for somebody else, and every job description I saw at the end, it was like, you have to prove you've had a COVID test. Like, well, that's just every job is doing that now.
Yeah, I know somebody who
I mean, I
got
guess
off.
coal miners don't care. I'm like, go get a coal mining job.
Got to go to China.
Gotta go to China.
If you want a coal mining job, that's disappearing. But I know somebody who got offered a job, a really good job, high-paying job, but the caveat was they were subcontracted to the government, and in order for you to take the job, you have to prove you're vaccinated.
Yeah.
That stuff. And I was having a conversation with them, and they were saying they weren't sure if they were going to do it. I'm like, leave money on the table like that. I don't get it.
We already decided we don't understand any of this. We don't understand any of it. But I know people are trying to stand on some. I don't know. At some point, Harry, they're gonna have to let that go because.
Well, you see, this person is confident. I mean, there's so many jobs out there; it's ridiculous. They're confident they're gonna get a job that doesn't require that. I was doing the pro and con thing. What do you get with this one that you won't get with the other, and all of this stuff. But some people are just standing on their stance on freedom, right? So they don't want to be mandated into doing anything.
You know, on their headstone, it should say, "I stood on freedom." Misdirected and misguided as it is.
Oh.
Listen, I think we're going down a dangerous path of a kind of citizenship that does not look out for their neighbor or fellow man. I think we're going down that path, and it's really disheartening to see. And I say that because, you know, we talked about this yesterday, the Philadelphia case where the guy raped the woman on the train. People watched it for 40 minutes. People had their cell phones taping it, Harry.
I know I don't understand that. It's just not. It's not the place I grew up in. It makes no sense. We would have whipped somebody's ass if that happened in front of us. It's not the place I grew up in. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. But you would tape it, but you would video, like you would put your phone up, not use your phone, you know, as a phone and call help, but use your phone like you Martin Scorsese. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? And who are you going to show this to? And who are you aligned with that would allow you to show you, oh, I was on the train and I saw a rape and I filmed it? What kind of friends do you have that don't punch you square in the throat? Yeah, I saw the that was where I was going next, Harry. Paul. You know, I grew up at Eli Whitney. I went to high school at Eli Whitney, class of 81. We just had our 40th union. I didn't go to, but saw all the great pictures. But, you know, there's some sexual violence going on over there. And these kids are standing up for it. They're fighting back. And these adults got to listen to this and not, you know, push it under the rug. Hear these young people. Listen, this is what's happening to me every time I come into this building. This is what's happening to me in the course of my day. So, and I know who the individuals are. What are you doing? And so their statement is, we take these allegations. Well, show them that you take it seriously and act on them rather quickly. I just don't get this. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, I was listening to on XM, one of the political stations, and they were saying that people are disillusioned and they're afraid to stand up for anything. And I don't get it. You know, we've had. I don't get it. I'm trying to make sense of it. Make no sense at all. It just makes no sense at all. I mean, how can you not stand up? But it's like nobody has a mother, a sister, or everybody on that train doesn't have somebody they love that they would want somebody else to protect.
But even that, Harry, I don't even need to go that far. I just need to say, where is your humanity?
Yeah, it's
like, where is your humanity?
But the only way for you to get in touch with your humanity is to look at those you love and say, if it was my daughter, if it was my mother, if it was my this, if you can at least do that to connect with another human being, it's just insane.
I just think everybody whoever filmed that, everybody that was on that train and didn't do anything or say anything ought to be hauled into court. Every last one of them. And I want them to stand there and explain to me, what was your thinking? Like, why? You know. And then take them in the hallway and beat them with straps.
You know, there's good
Samaritan. Very North Korean.
There's good Samaritan laws in different states.
They have them all over the place, Harry.
Just,
you know.
But nobody's held to the Good Samaritan laws, right? So they're almost obsolete. Um, for stuff like this, you have to bring it back up. You just can't stand by. Um, what was it? I know in New York, a doorman got lost his job and everything because
Yeah, because a
stood,
little Asian woman,
he stood and watched while they beat up somebody.
yeah.
And
But
I
there was
was
more to the story because it came out that I mean they did do that, Harry. They closed the door and
yeah.
but they did make a call. Like they did.
Yeah, but you know, and I was kind of upset with that because if he would have jumped in, they would have fired him for jumping in because that's
He
not what
should
they
have
pay
just
him
I
for.
mean, yeah. I know, but he's like a doorman is like a bouncer, right? Like
You know, it's like when you've had a lot of people who get fired from their McDonald's job and stuff like that because somebody goes in to steal and they stop them. And it's like that's not what you're paid for. So I don't know. So it we do send mixed signals in society. But you have to have
well, listen, I get the stealing part, Harry. We don't want to put anybody in harm's way. They tell you at banks. Somebody comes in, says they have a gun or whatever, you believe them, give them the whatever. That's fine. But in the case of you seeing somebody assaulted or
yeah,
harmed,
yeah.
that's a different animal. The very least you can do is call 911. The very least.
The
That's
thing is,
at the bare minimum.
the thing is that if you're one of those bystanders and you're just afraid, you should I don't know, you should turn around and say, "Who's with me?" You know? I don't know. I don't get
I
it.
never want to be in the world that afraid.
Yeah, it's
Like
like
I never want to be that afraid, Harry. It's like help somebody.
it's like on a plane now. Everybody gets up.
I know
You know,
because everybody want to go where they got to go.
right? And nobody wants to be flown into a building.
Well,
So
there is that.
right. So it's like if somebody's wilding out,
If
everybody
a
gets up.
terrorist, that's right, Harry. If a terrorist jumps up and says, "I'm taking over this plane," everybody jumping up and like, "Oh hell no, you're not."
Yeah.
You're gonna have to fight us all.
Right.
You
So
can't
now
fight us all.
so we have to take that mentality to our neighbor, to the
Well, that's why
street.
you ain't seen so many. That's why you haven't seen too many hijackings, Harry, because people are ready to get in there and box you in.
That's it. I mean, even for mask. so, so you take out a box cutter, it's on.
It's on and popping. Like, what do you mean you don't want to put if you don't put a mask on, we're gonna put one on for you. We're gonna duct tape you to the chair and put it on you. And then when we get to where we're going, you'll be arrested. Simple.
That's right, because if a terrorist jumps up now and he doesn't have a mask, he's in trouble.
He's in trouble.
They're gonna be like, he don't got a mask. Forget what he's saying.
I don't give a damn how much whatever. You don't have a mask? Oh, it's on. It's on. It's on.
Yeah, it's crazy out there. But you know, the guy I forgot. I was listening to the stories. I really need to sit down in the morning and actually listen to the stories. But they were saying that the guy who raped the girl had been released
From jail?
from doing a sexual assault. So I don't know. We need to kind of tighten up everything. I understand.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he was, listen, you in jail, you don't have opportunity to commit assaults, if that's your thing. So you get on good behavior, you do your time, you get out. That's the rules. But then, you get out there and you're like, oh, I'm back in the scene. Let me do what I do. But to be brazen enough to do it on a train in the daytime with people, not even a late night train, Harry, like regular old daytime stuff.
He probably was one of those people who want to go back to jail, and he thought people were going to stop him. And he probably was thinking to himself, nobody's going to stop me. You know, because I mean, just think about the fact that nobody stopped him. Nobody. There's no way he thought that was gonna happen either. It's just like you do something like that publicly, you expect something's gonna happen.
You think,
You would think,
because that's brazen.
yeah,
Like
because
that's just brazen, Harry.
you can't think that nobody's gonna care. He
Had
like
a whole train in Philadelphia. Like I
yeah,
can see if it was Hamden, all right,
should
maybe
have.
people, or West Haven or some old little town, but this is a whole big city.
He should have went and taken that luck to the lottery.
Casino.
Yeah, go and play a lottery ticket because
That's what
that's
happens when you.
unusual.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
And I hope that doesn't set a tone for other people to think, well, if they could do it in Philadelphia, because you're gonna run up on some old lady's gonna cut your throat.
yeah, but yeah, that's why something has to happen. They have to send a message.
And even the police department was baffled, Harry. Like even
Yeah.
the police press conference, they were like, we've never seen anything like this. Not one call, nothing. Nothing. That woman was brave. She reported it. She had all the details. And then people putting this stuff up on social media. I was just, that the baby? That Lumi?
Yeah, that's Lumi.
Lumi.
There you go.
Lumi. Oh, she's beautiful, Harry. Look at that hair. Oh, y'all are building a girls' basketball team or a girls' soccer team or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're building something.
Daisy called me yesterday.
Uh-oh.
Because she's starting to look up dances on YouTube and then mimic the dances. So she was
She's doing it.
Yeah, she was getting it.
Okay. Now you gotta do that too, Harry.
Yeah.
Gotta look up dances too. You gotta get up there. Match her. You gotta do a granddaughter, grandfather dance off. That'd be cute. And put it on TikTok.
Yeah.
Just saying. I'm just
Her,
saying.
she's yeah, Daisy is, she's her first year of preschool. So you actually see how important preschool is to their
Yes.
development and everything.
Oh, I agree.
So she's flourishing right now as far as she's she's always had a strong personality, but just changing and you see it is beautiful.
And girls need that kind of encouragement because oftentimes girls are, something happens to them around the 5th grade, 6th grade, and they are shut down. So encouraging that.
Yeah.
And then it gets, middle school to high school, it's like the dangerous path, right? It's just hard and difficult. That's where girls get into trouble. So yeah, so keep her in things, in sports and dance and whatever the hell it is, y'all. Put her in music, whatever. She's confident, assured of herself. Girls, because girls are sexualized so young, they're told, it's better to be pretty than to be smart, and better to be attractive than to be athletic, and all these messages that they get very young age.
Yeah, what I like about Daisy is that she's a goofball at heart. Like she has a joke in her head.
Well, I'm hoping that it doesn't get taken out of her, because that's what happens to girls. All the things that they are amazing at gets driven out of them down the sixth grade, right? Third to the sixth grade, high school. They become different people. Just,
Yeah.
encouraging her and supporting their foolishness and goofiness. And, don't let anybody put gender stuff on them. And like, little girls are not funny. Girls shouldn't be goofy. Why can't you be a little more ladylike? Don't let people say that mess. Punch him, Harry, as soon as you hear it. Oh, I know. Get your bow and arrow out.
Yeah, that's not a problem. And I raised my kids, I was like a freaking pit bull. And the good thing is that her father's the same way. My daughter's the same way. They ain't no playing.
Good.
Their education, they take it serious and everything. So no, there's no playing there. I don't worry about that with the parenting that my daughter's doing. And
no, I'm sure, but outside forces and influences are quite strong. Quite strong.
Oh, definitely. And that's one thing. And that's one thing I went out my way. I'm not gonna let you crush the spirit of my child. No, that's not gonna happen. I will lose my mind in here and I'll crush you. So and my daughter saw that, we're no joke. But little girls are special. Gotta get on.
Yeah, gotta go. All right, I'm on my way to the surgeon to follow up on my surgery on my hip. So, I got to go. They got to take a picture of it. They got to look at it. They got to make sure it's aligned. There's no infection, all the things. So I'm leaving now, but I'll be back tomorrow. Because, I tried to change the appointment, Harry. You changed the appointment. It was like, next year. Like, this is post-op. Come back next year. What's wrong with y'all? So.
The show coming up.
What are we playing?
I
enjoyed that. Oh, that's a good conversation. That's good. That's timely. You know why? Because Open Source Festival is still going on. So that's a good conversation. Thank you. That's a good one to pull, Harry. So stay tuned for my conversation I had with Lisa Dent and Dr. Neftali Williams.
Yeah.
So an Open Source Festival is going on this weekend. And you can always stop by ArtSpace. They got a great exhibit going on. And go by the Skateboard Bowl. Check it out over there on George Street. Yeah. So, okay.
Yeah, out of here.
I'll see you later.
LoveBabz, Love Talk on WNHH LP 103.5 FM. Your home. Unity Radio. See you back.
The wheels keep turning.
morning light. Gonna ride all night, ride all night. Wheels keep spinning till the morning